Hey everyone, welcome back to How to Train Your Gavin. I am going to challenge myself to unhaul at least 100 books in this video. I am not allowed to leave this video without unhauling 100 books. You're probably asking why I'm doing this. Well, my birthday is just around the corner and I have been sent so many amazing books and gifts from so many of you guys, so thank you so much. So I'm going to have to try and find some room to put them, and I genuinely have zero room on my shelves at the minute. So I thought, why not do a little bit of spring cleaning with my books before I do my big birthday book unboxing. And honestly, that video is probably going to take me like 2 hours. So I'm going to try and, I haven't really planned what I'm going to unhaul. There's some in my mind that I know that I do want to unhaul, but a lot of this I'm just going to have to wing it in this video and just hope for the best. If you're wondering what I'm going to be doing with these books, if I unhaul quite a few children's books, I will probably donate them to my niece because she loves to read, so I will just, hand them down to her, or I will donate to my library or a charity shop. And I have a feeling I definitely need more room on this side, so I feel like there's going to be a lot of middle grades getting unhauled in this video. And if you're an author watching this video and I unhaul your book, I deeply apologise. Please don't take offence. It is not personal. I need space. I just need space. And a lot of the books that I'll unhaul are mainly going to be ones that I've had for quite some time that I really have lost interest in, or books that I've read that I didn't enjoy, and it's best to have this space for books that I will enjoy. So let's keep a running tally. Let's see how many books I do actually unhaul. So let's get started. Firstly, I'm going to unhaul The Power by Naomi Alderman, and this is mainly because I just watched Jessie from Bow Ties and Books' video on this book, and their review was very scathing and also hilarious, so do check that out. But yeah, it just doesn't sound like a book that I would enjoy anymore, so this book it's getting unhauled. It's always a relief when you start the first one, isn't it? But now I'm looking around and I'm thinking I don't really want to unhaul any of these. But I've got to be a ruthless bitch in this video, or I'm not even. Oh, another rule as well is I'm not going to unhaul anything that was gifted to me, unless it was an unsolicited package from a publisher maybe, then that's fine. But if it was gifted to me from a viewer, I'm not going to unhaul it. Of course I'm not. Another one I'm definitely going to unhaul is the Vampire Diaries book, so that's another 4 knocked off there. And I only ever read the original quartet, and I used to be obsessed with a TV show, and I really wanted to reread these at some point so that I can move forward with the series and start the spin-offs and things, which is Vampire Diaries: The Return, Nightfall and Shadow Souls. But you know what, I'm never going to read these anymore, so there's no point, let's just get rid of them. Also, I feel like the TV show just really did Bonnie a disservice, not gonna lie. So I've got no hope for the books. You know what, another easy quartet that I can get rid of? The Twilight books, and I've only ever read the first one. I really wanted to read these ones for the first time last year, just never got round to it. So yeah, I'm getting rid of this entire series. So what, that is 9, that's 9 already. You know what, this might not be as hard as I thought. Famous last words. Say, there's also some that I would love to unhaul because they were really hyped for me and I read them and I was disappointed. So for example, this one, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, I do want to give this a reread when I'm not as hyped for it, because now I have read it and it was one of my most disappointing books of last year. But I think if I reread this, maybe I might like it better. I feel like some of it was that my expectations were just too high. So I think I might keep this because it might be worth a reread at some point when my expectations have lowered. And they have lowered significantly because I've read it and it was a pile of shite. Gosh, no, I can't unhaul that. That was gifted. God, this is actually really hard. Oh, I might as well unhaul this as well then. The Short Second Life of Bray Tanner, and this is the Eclipse novella. So yeah, that's another one. I won't unhaul Midnight Sun yet, so I'm going to keep hold of this one for now, but if I haven't read it by the end of 2021, it needs to be unhauled. So that is staying there. Darren Shan, Zombie Clans. I do have it signed. But you know what? I'm never going to read this because I'm sure it's like book 8 in the series and I don't know any of the other ones. And I've got no intentions of reading them either. I did just read all of the... Oh, you know what? I have literally just read all of the Demon Artist series and I've got a reading vlog for it. While I liked some of these books, I would never ever reread them again in my life, and I managed to read these over one weekend. So that's another 10 books. Oh my gosh, so I'm already on like 21 books. Yeah, this is actually easier than I thought. I probably won't even like say what these books are about, to be honest, mainly because you guys will probably already know, and plus I'm unhauling them, so I don't know. If you want to know what these books are about, look them up. I feel like it might get a little bit harder now though. Crap. See, I'm looking at my YA shelves. Let's move on to my adult shelf. No, actually, should I just tackle it shelf by shelf? And then I won't get mixed up. You're the man, but I got the power. You should know I'm the one who's yeah, could do. I might Unhaul the Hazelwood by Melissa Albert. I feel like I've had this book for a good 7 years. When did it come out? Because I believe I got it when it came out. Okay, 2018. So 3 years. And I don't think I'm ever going to read it. I'm not going to lie, I don't think I'm ever going to read it. I feel like I only bought it because I like the cover and the blue sprayed edges. But I'm getting less superficial now that I am in... Well, I'm nearly pushing 30, so something's got to give. It does sound good though. Oh, you know what? I'm going to... Well, if I read it, is the question. No, I don't think I'm ever going to read it. I've got to be ruthless. I've got to be ruthless. That's 22 now. Oh, I may want to read that at some point. Oh, I don't want to get rid of those just yet. Okay, Witch Sign by Den Patrick. I believe this is signed as well. Okay, it's got a signed bookplate in, so I'm not as, devastated about that. This is one that I believe was... I actually think I won this in a giveaway on Twitter, I think. Is that how I got this? I believe it is. I believe it is. It's book 1 of the Ashen Torment. Feeling so mad about it. No, I think I'm going to get rid of this one too, I think. I think that's the last of the young adult that I can get rid of. I mean, we made a good start. We made a good start with that. So I'll move on to over here. So like graphic novels and stuff, of which I don't actually own a lot of. So I probably won't be unhauling any graphic novels in this video. Yeah, I feel like graphic novels are fine. As well as some classics. Any classics I want to get rid of? Maybe this. I got sent it from the publisher. It's an Alice in Wonderland book where you flip it over and it's through the looking glass. And even the writing flips over too. Which is really cool. It is really cool. Now I reread Alice's Adventures in Wonderland last year. And it wasn't my favourite. I found Alice really whiny. So do I really need this version of it? I had no idea I was coming from the publisher though. So I mean, thank you. Like, I don't want to seem unappreciative or anything like that in this video. Like, thank you so much to publishers that send me things. But honestly, I had no idea this was coming. So I think I'm gonna unhaul this. And at least I'll be able to fit a few more classics that I do genuinely want on there, to be honest. I'm gonna leave ARCs for now as well. Oh, the middle grade section. Oh, shit. Oh god, this is actually torture. This is worse than Play and Play or TBR, right? Oh golly gosh. I'm not touching anything on the tops because those are like my favourite books of all time. Like kind of shelves. So I'm definitely not getting rid of anything on there. Even ones I wasn't the biggest fan of, I still got in like a box, a subscription box, or... I don't really want to get rid of anything. Yeah, because I was tempted to get rid of The Girl and the Witch's Garden by Erin Bowman. I read this and it was good, but I was left a little underwhelmed by... Because I just imagined it as something more or something else. It is an OwlCrate Jr exclusive edition though, and it's signed and everything. But you know what? I didn't love it. I didn't love it. It's going on the Unhaul pile. Oh. Oh. Ah, that hurt. Ah. Ooh. Oh. That hurt. No, I can't get rid of that. I can't get rid of that either. Even though I have it in paperback, I can't get rid of it. Because that was also sent to me from someone. Okay, this also came in a box. Smell 'em by C.L. Williams. Don't think I'm ever going to have a chance to read it. Oh, it sounds good because it's set in medieval Britain. It was in a box. I think I'm going to get rid of it. Yeah. Aladdin. This is by, it just says Rudnick on the side. I think it's Elizabeth Rudnick. I read this a couple of years ago in one of my first videos on YouTube. I mean, it does tell the story of the remake of Aladdin, and I did kind of like this. I think I gave it 3 stars. There was a little bit more depth around, like, the parents of Aladdin and Jasmine, but overall, I don't think I'm the biggest fan of novelizations, unless it's like Charmed, which I'm not getting rid of any of my Charmed books. I mean, and I do love Aladdin so much. It's one of my favourite films, both the animated version, and I've really enjoyed the remake as well. I really did. But you know what? I'm never going to reread it. There's no point holding on to it. There's some I don't want to get rid of because I feel like I'm going to talk about them in upcoming videos. So I'm going to hold on to some of those too. Unless I get really desperate by the end of the video. I'm sorry, I got this sent to me from a publisher and I was looking forward to reading it, but I haven't felt gravitating towards reading it. Again, I'm so sorry. School for Nobodies by Susie Bauer. It does sound good, but I've got a million and one things that I need to read first. Uma and the Answer to Absolutely Everything. Again, I was sent this from the publisher. I do have an ARC copy of it, which I read, and I did enjoy it, but I don't need two versions of the book, even though, like, this is the final copy. It has more illustrations and things. I don't think I'm going to reread it, and I do still have my ARC, so if I want to reread it, I've got that still. So, yeah, that's my justification. I was also sent Uki and the Swamp Spirit by Kieran Larwood from the publisher too. This is like the 5th book in the series, and I own the first 4 in paperback. I don't need the hardback of this one because it won't match my first 4, which I know is a like really shitty excuse for unhauling it. But, you know, I'm just going to wait for the paperback. This was sent to me unsolicited, so, you know. I got a bucket full of sunshine. I got a love that I know that is all mine. Wow. House of Secrets by Chris Columbus and Ned Vizzini. This one has genuinely been on my shelf for, I think, 9 years. Okay, 2013. So this has been on my shelf for 8 years. And I can tell I got it when it first came out because it has the blue sprayed edges. I've been meaning to read this for so long, and sometimes I put it on my TBR and just never get around to it. So this one, I'm afraid, it's just one of those things where it's just too little too late. Okay, he has a nice chunk of books I'm going to get rid of. I'm going to get rid of all of the Maz Evans books. I have been meaning to read these for a while as well, but honestly I've kind of lost interest in reading them. Well, these are the Who Let the Gods Out series, which I ended up meeting Maz and getting these signed. I really don't think I'm going to end up getting a chance to read these, to be honest, and getting rid of series that I've lost interest in reading. It's going to help me out so much. So I'm going to get rid of those, and I was recently sent this from the publisher too. I want to see if my niece wants them. She'll probably take more from them than I will. You see that nice big gap now? Oh my gosh, amazing. Why don't I want to get rid of anything? Ooh, should I? Yes, I am. The Mask of Arabella by Anna Horton, and I know Jade didn't really like this one that much, and I really do value Jade's opinions. Again, this has been on my TBR for the good part of a year. I mean, it's small enough for me to get through, and if I do end up overcompensating at the end, I might keep it. But again, there's just so many amazing middle grades that I want to read. And I don't know how I feel about that one. So I want to get rid of Pog by Padre Kenny. And I did love The Monsters of Brookhaven by Padre Kenny. I didn't love this one as much. In fact, I think this might be one of my lowest rated middle grades of all time. And I don't really rate middle grades very low to begin with. But like, I still think I gave this one 3 stars. So it's not like bad by any means. But I think I found myself really bored with this. It's been like 2 years since I read it now. I think I read it when it first came out. And I'm not going to start telling you what these are about now. And then after this, I'm going to have to tackle that adult shelf as well. Oh, good grief. I think I want Unhaul, Straw into Gold by Hilary McKay. These are fairy tales respun, and this came as an extra book in an OwlCrate Jr box. Then I also think I'll unhaul The Skylark's War as well by Hilary McKay. I'm just not really interested in reading it. I picked it up because it was a book of the month. Again, there's just so many more middle grades that I am more interested in reading. I know there's probably people shouting at me right now being like, don't unhaul that, it's fantastic. But I've got more that I want to read, okay? Oh, I don't want to get rid of it. It was gifted. Otherwise, I would have gotten rid of Keeper of the Lost Cities. So I'm not going to unhaul it, but if I could, Keeper of the Lost Cities, it would be going. I just didn't enjoy it as much as everybody else did. The Gauntlet by Karuna Riazi. I read this one last year. I have a reading vlog where I read this as part of other books. It was a good concept, and I really enjoyed the kind of mechanical board game element of it. I didn't enjoy it as much as I wanted to, so I don't think I'll reread it or read the sequels. Jack's Secret Summer by Jack Ryder. It came free in a box, but I don't think I'm ever going to read this. Not going to lie, I'm not going to read it, let's be honest. Oh, I feel bad about this one. Anti-Robot by Anne Scott Moncrief. I was sent this from a publisher. It was one of the first books I ever got sent from a publisher, and I honestly do feel bad that I never actually had a chance to read it. But the more I tried, like I did try and sit down and read it one time, but I couldn't get into it. So again, I'm really sorry about that, but it's going. I, Cosmo by Collie Sorosiak. Again, this is one that I liked, but I am more of a cat person. And I'm more of a fantasy reader, aren't I? Yeah, it was fine, but it didn't capture me, and it's not one I would reread. Okay, I'm gonna unhaul Shadows of Winterspell by Amy Wilson. I do have the proof copy of this, so if I do want to read it, then I will. I lost interest in this over time. I'm trying to remember, was it Jade who read it and wasn't the biggest fan? I can't remember now, but yeah, this is another one I'm gonna get rid of. Okay, we're on 45. So we're not even halfway through yet. I don't think I'm ever going to read Roxy and Jones, The Great Fairy Tale Cover-Up by Angela Wolfe. Was sent to me from a publisher as well. Didn't realise it was coming. It just seems maybe it might be a bit too young for me, personally. I mean, it might not be, but I don't know. But, like, I don't know. Again, it's another one I'm just like, eh. You know what? That's the end of my middle grade shelf. But I'm going to tackle the adult shelves now and see what I'm left with. Now I am struggling. Ooh, that would hurt. That would hurt. Oh, I don't want to hold it. Yeah, I kind of do. Oh, should I do it? Yeah, I should. The Testaments by Margaret Atwood. Really disappointed by it. Really didn't like it when I read it. I thought it ruined The Handmaid's Tale. I'm never going to reread it. Even though this was one where I was really hyped for, and I probably like Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, I was too hyped for, and that may have ruined my experience a bit. But I still don't think I'm going to reread this, so this one is definitely going. Oh, this one I should have gotten rid of ages ago, because I think I put on a TBR 3 times and somebody said, look, just get rid of it, and I think I will, officially. Did I already mention this in a non-haul video, and I've just put it back on my shelf? Like the absolute snake I am? Oh, I can't remember now. Imaginary Friend by Stephen Chbosky. Did I already mention this one in a past video? I can't remember. But I was supposed to get rid of it. If I didn't read it in that month, I was supposed to get rid of it. And I never did. I'm calling myself out, and I'm definitely going to get rid of it this time, I think. Oh, I didn't like that book today. I'm going to leave it for now. Right, I don't think I'm ever going to read it, even though it is signed and dedicated to me. That's Half a King by Joe Abercrombie. Again, I have this tendency where I would just go along to a book signing thinking that the author would absolutely love for someone to bullshit to their face about how much they love their work, just to make them smile and be happy, okay? That's the only reason why I would do it. I would just want to make them happy. But I did get this signed back in 2014, I think it was. I'm never going to read it. I just wanted to be nice. I'm never going to read it. I'm never going to read Normal People by Sally Rooney. It's not going to happen. As much as I would like to, and Jamie, if you're watching this, I'm so sorry. I know you really like this book. This is the 50th. This is the halfway point. The halfway point for this Unhaul. And I'm struggling so much now. There's books that I have read, and maybe I wasn't the biggest fan of, but there's part of me that's like, oh, but what if I really like it upon a reread, which I should not think that. The Revenant by Michael Punk. I recently just read this one, gave it 3 stars. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't very captivating. Yeah. Oh, I do want to unhaul Den of Vipers, but again, this is definitely going to be talked about in a future video, so I'm not going to unhaul it just yet. Rivers of London by Ben Aronovich. I'm not into starting a new series at this point, and I know this one has been running for a little while now, quite a few in the series. I'm not going to read this series. I don't want to start a new series, to be honest. I do think I've got some of these books on the Kindle as well. I might even have this book on the Kindle, so I guess that's not too bad. That's not too bad. The Penelopiad by Margaret Atwood. I read this at uni and it was good. I'm not going to reread it. Our Endless Numbered Days by Claire Fuller. This one I also got about 7 years ago, and I only got it because it was signed, and I really enjoyed the look of the cover. It sounded like a good story, but honestly I just could not care less about even picking this book up. I don't even want to pick it up from the shelf. I didn't even want to pick it up now. It had to happen. I just don't want to read it. The Mermaid by Christina Henry. Didn't enjoy this one at all. It was my first Christina Henry book as well, but I found it a little boring. It made me not want to read anything more by Christina Henry, even though I do have some of their other books. Like Lost Boy, I'm really interested in reading because that one has probably had the most good reviews. However, I just really didn't like The Mermaid. I really didn't. Ooh. If I did this, I would have so much room on my shelves. I would have so much room on my shelves if I did this. Should I do it? Yeah, let's do it. The first 10 books of the Sookie Stackhouse Mysteries by Charlene Harris. I've read, I think, up to book 5 or 6. The fact that I can't even remember which book I left it on speaks volumes. This just deteriorated for me personally. Like, I do think I really enjoyed the first 3 or 4. And then I think book 5, I was just like, wait, what? I'm just like a little bit bored now. And then book 6, yeah, I think I definitely got to book 6 then. I was just like, you know what, I don't care anymore. And plus, I think my love for the TV show, True Blood, was also beginning to wane too. I'm not going to finish this series. I'm not. I'm only holding on to them, or I was holding on to them, in the event that I did want to read them or start reading them again from the beginning, but I don't think that's going to happen. Not when I already have so much to read. Gosh, I'm actually tackling this adult shelf pretty savagely, if you ask me. So that's 65. That's 65 books already that I'm getting rid of. Incredible. That's a possibility. That's a possibility right there. I'm going to get rid of The Tattooist of Auschwitz by Heather Morris. I have already read this one. It's been a good few years now since I read it. I think it was 2018 when I read it. And I'm not going to reread it, so there's no point keeping it on my shelf. Thin Air by Michelle Paver. This is a ghost story that I don't think I'm ever going to read. I was caught up in ghost stories when I picked this up. And I think it was like the spooky season, and I was like, oh, this will be perfect. It's going. 67. And you know what? I think that's all of the adult books that I want to get rid of right now as well. I'm going to have to try and be a bit more savage with my YA shelves now, I think. Which, again, I don't really want to do, but... Ooh. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm going to do it. The Power of Five books by Anthony Horowitz. I used to love these when I was like an early teen. I think that's when I started reading them. And I did want to finish the series off because I don't think I ever finished the series off. And there is a fifth book that I never got. I keep looking at them as well on the shelf thinking, gosh, I could really do with a reread. And it's just not going to happen. So another 4. That's another 4 off my shelves. Oh, it's probably going to have to be middle grade again. That's one of the newest books I've gotten as well. But I read it recently for Middle Grade Monthly and I wasn't the biggest fan. The Witch's Boy by Kelly Barnhill. It was fine. It's just not to the level of The Girl Who Drank the Moon. I'm going to have to get rid of it though, even though it's one of the newest ones on my shelves. Now it has gotten hard. I thought I was on a roll to begin with. But now... I mean, I'm loving the look of the adult shelves though. I've just got some big gaps in that now. So that's awesome. Young adult, a little bit better, but it could be better. Some things never change. Like the feel of your hand in mine. Ooh, should I? Again, no rhyme or reason to this Unhaul video. The Supreme Lie by Geraldine McCaughren. I got sent this one from the publisher. I'm sure this was in my last book haul video as well. But again, sometimes when I get sent things from... I think I'm on some people's lists that I didn't realise I was on. And I get sent stuff, which is fine. It's absolutely fine. But not when it's books that I'm not really gravitating towards. So I feel like that's the word of the day. Gravitate. Woo. Okay, I had to make sure that this wasn't gifted, but it's not. The School for Good and Evil by Samin Chidani. I haven't heard the best things about this book recently. Again, it's a commitment because I'd have to start a whole new series, so I'm not gonna read it. Not gonna read it, not gonna read it. Not gonna read it, not gonna read it. Not gonna read it, not gonna read it. Not gonna read it. Wah, wah, wah. This one was sent to me by a publisher, I think in the last few months as well, called The Pear Affair by Judith Eagle. It doesn't really sound like my kind of thing, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, saying that though, I do love mysteries and I do love contemporary. But this, I don't know, I just looking at it and I'm like, I'm not really feeling it. I have to be ruthless now. I really, really do. It's the only way I can hit 100. Never gonna get it, never gonna get it. Never gonna get it, never gonna get it. Never gonna get it. Never get it. The Peculiar Pegs of Riddlin Woods by Samuel J. Halpin. Had this for I think 2 years now too, and again it was a free one from the publisher. Like, it sounds like a lot of other middle grade books that I've read. Just gonna get rid of it. Oh my god, is that only 76 books? Really? Oh, I can't believe I'm going through these shelves for a second time. Another one sent to me from the publisher is Theodora Hendricks and the Monstrous League of Monsters by Jordan Copey. This one seems like a little bit too young for me as well, so I feel like it's probably best if my niece had it instead. I wasn't going to unhaul it from the first time round. I was close, but it's going to have to happen. The Borrowers by Mary Norton. This is a classic and I have read it and I enjoyed it. Do I want to keep it? I mean, not really. I read it at uni and there are some annotations in here that I forgot about that. No, I mean, I do love the story. I don't need to read it and it would be nice to hand it down to my niece. And I'm going to do the same with Tom's Midnight Garden by Philippa Pierce. Another classic and I read it for uni. I'll not be rereading it. I don't think. Nah. Would feel like this would be easier if I move on to the ARCs, because there are some ARCs that I'm just never going to read. Again, that was sent unsolicited. This will help, and don't worry, I'm not selling them. I'm not going to sell them. But The Memory Thief by Lauren Manzi and The Ghost Factory by Jenny McCartney. Not McCarthy, McCartney. I've had these, well, it says on sale October 1st, 2019. This one's the 21st of March, 2019. So these have been out for some time now. The Island by Emmy Bennett. This was a proof. On sale August 2018. I believe this was just left in a box and I just picked it up. And then The Swords of Silence by Sean Curry. And this one came out September 2019. Digger and Me by Ross Roberts. This was like, I got sent this from the publisher. It was in a box with other ones, like other books as well. Again, I think this one just looks a little bit too young for me and not really my kind of thing. It did come in a box with me and the Robertsons, and again, this just doesn't look like my kind of book. Like, no hate or anything. It doesn't look like my kind of book. So yeah. Wolf's Tongue by Sam Thompson. I remember actually, somebody asked me in an email if I wanted it, and I said no, and I still got sent it. So no, I don't want to read it. Hello Now by Jenny Valentine. Something I don't think I'll ever read. Not really interested in. The Truths and Triumphs of Grace Atherton by Anstey Harris. This one is a more new one. I think it was in my last book haul, again sent to me, and it's not really my thing. But that is Hidden Secrets by Sophie Mackenzie. Now, oh gosh, I say my battery's starting to run low. And The Kingdom by Jess Rothenberg. And I read this a couple of years ago. I gave it 3 stars. It was fine. Never going to reread it. So that's another 4 off the list. Whew. So I've got 10 more. I've got 10 more that I need to unhaul. Okay, 10 more. This might be the hardest part. No. This is harder than it looks. This is harder than it looks. There are some that I genuinely can't get rid of just because they were gifted, even if I didn't like it that much when I read it. These ones are going to be hard to unhaul actually, because there has been some like critical acclaim for these books, I'm sure, and that is The Clockwork Crow and The Velvet Fox by Catherine Fisher. These were in a box that was sent to me for free. These are very low priority middle grades, so I'm afraid these are going to have to go. So that's 8 more to go. All I need is 8. Give me 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 8. I'm looking at all the same books. It's like, you know, when you open the fridge and there's nothing in it, so you close it, but then you open it again expecting something to magically appear. That is literally what I feel like right now. God, this... Okay, I've said before that I didn't like this book. I didn't want to get rid of it because it was an expensive hardback, but that is The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern, and it has the, I think this is like the Waterstones exclusive edition of it, but I didn't like it. I'm never going to reread it. I'm only keeping hold of it because it's so beautiful, and I don't believe these are easy to find anymore. And I'm sure there's people in the comments now being like, oh, can you send me it? But honestly, if I sent every single book that somebody wanted from this Unhaul video to everyone, I would not be able to. Choking on myself. I'm starting to need the toilet as well. Like, really badly. Okay, I'm just gonna... The Last by Hannah Jameson. It's a thriller that I picked up. But actually, no, do I really want to get rid of it? I know Ashlee from Her Through Fiction read it, and she wasn't the biggest fan. I think she gave it 3 stars. But I do like the premise. I need to hurry this up so I can go to the toilet. I've only got to unhaul 7 more books, right? I might. No, I don't want to get rid of all of them. No. Because there was another series I was looking at there that I could probably get rid of in one fell swoop. And that's the Dark Tower series. But I have really, really wanted to read that series for the longest time. It has been on my TBR for 7 years. No, I can't get rid of them. Can't get rid of them. I'm going to get rid of The Last by Hannah Jameson. 6 more. Going to get rid of The Travelling Bag by Susan Hill. This is a ghost story. I think it's got multiple ghost stories in. Not interested anymore. She can get in the bin. I'm pretty sure she's racist, so she can fuck off. Well, here's another one. The Woman in Black by Susan Hill and other ghost stories. So yeah, I'm going to get rid of these. Well, this too. If you really want me to do something quick, I just have to need the toilet. The Good Hawk by Joseph Elliott. I think this was sent to me free from the publisher too. It might be something I'm interested in the future, but for now, I can't start another series, and I don't think this series is complete yet, so I might wait until the full series is done. I might audiobook it if it's on Scribd or something. Okay, 3 more. Oh, okay, I'm gonna get rid of this. So Stardust by Neil Gaiman. Read it a couple of years ago. I love the movie more. Sorry, I do. I love the movie more. 2 more, come on, 2 more. Ooh. Oh, maybe I can't take 1 more off it. The Strange and Beautiful Sorrows of Ava Lavender by Leslie Walton. I think this was more hype on BookTube like 3 or 4 years ago, and I picked it up and I don't feel compelled to read it anymore. So 1 more. Oh my gosh, 1 more. Come on, let's make it a middle grade. Because I genuinely need the most room here. This is where I need the most room. And I'm not unholding anything from this section. 1 more and then I can go to the toilet. You know, I feel like moving is gonna help. Yeah, it's going to help. I'm not getting rid of any of my Frozen books, okay? I know I wasn't the hugest fan of Forest of Shadows, Frozen 2. I love Frozen so much, so I'm not getting rid of it. Even if I think I gave that 3 stars, I'm not getting rid of it. Oh my god, just one more. Please present yourself. Okay, The Tigers in the Tower by Julia Golding. I don't think I'm going to read this one. The writing is tiny. Yeah, I think that's going to be my 100th unhaul. Oh my gosh, there we go. I've just unhauled 100 books. At least I hope it's 100. I hope I counted right. If not, Edit and Gab is going to be pissed. It should be okay, yeah. No, I believe that is 100. Okay, brilliant. That's the end of the challenge. I'm sorry if this video was super shit. I was getting a bit cocky at the beginning, thinking that it would be easier than it looked. But no, actually, it was hard. It was really hard. So I'm going to box these up, see what I can donate to my family, see what I can donate to charity shops, my library, anything like that. And yeah, that's the end of the video. Please leave a like if you enjoyed it and subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a comment, let me know if I should not have unhauled any of these books. And I will see you in the next video. Bye!